All that money that he was donating to Mexico, they don't have it back. When having 6 9 tatted all over it, while they decision. Good person. Yes.
I want we might have to figure out a good.
Whoa. Yeah. You're going into prison with colored brains, right? Colored hair, colored teeth, 6 9 all over your body. Yeah, that was definitely awesome. I feel too.
Right, okay. Sir.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, not really. The game was, the halftime show was bad. The game was, but you know, it's a Super Bowl. It's a Super Bowl. I like getting together with people. Not a big fan.
Not for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, not for Super Bowl. I mean, in the car, turn on the radio. I mean, that's fine.
There was one song I liked, that was really like that. But,
Tom Brady finally.
yeah, I like the fireworks.
Yeah. Fire is always like,
It's not for the Chiefs, not for the NFL's in the arm.
Yeah, I love that.
What, the Patriots winning? I mean, I gotta expect them to win. I knew they were going to.
Still go against Tom Brady.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was still like,
Yeah, that would have been a better game. A way better game. You know, the Saints, they throw the ball, you know. Once they stop the run with the Rams, it was over, you know.
Yeah.
okay, folks, we need to get class started. I'm glad to see everybody awake and talking and visiting and all that, catching up on the weekend. Catching up on the Super Bowl and all that. So if everybody watched, how many of you watched Super Bowl? All right, how many of you same people will watch State of the Union address tonight? Are you?
I mean, I was.
I'm interested to see what you're going to say.
You ready to see what it's going to say?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's been on cross time tonight, I guess at 9 o'clock. How long? Might be a better show than the halftime Super Bowl.
Hey, might be. Can't be no worse.
Okay, there's a sign-in sheet coming around to sign their name. I see the left side is well attended. Two, three people out on the right side. All right, but anyway, it is test time, chapter 11 and 12. Okay, I gave you 10 multiple choice on chapter 11 and 12. So be ready for those. But the problems, I'm going to tell you pretty much the exact problem. All you got to do is study for them. And don't say you've never heard of them or never seen them. And we'll review anything this morning that you want to. Anyway, the first problem is to make journal entries for a note receivable. And it's real simple. You take a note for accounts payable or what have you. And first off, you buy merchandise, you take a note, and then you pay it. And then you put an adjusted entry in there. The second problem is month journal entries determine the total earnings. This is for one person. Total deductions for that one person and the cash paid for that one employee. The second part of that problem is determine the payroll taxes for the employer. That's FUTA and SUTA and Medicare and Social Security. Social Security is broken down, FICA is broken down into two, Social Security and Medicare. And remember, the Social Security and Medicare on the employer is identical to the employee's Social Security and Medicare. Okay, the third problem, you will make journal entries for payroll. And you don't have to do any calculations, they're all done for you. Federal income tax is determined, Medicare tax is determined, Social Security tax is determined. So you make the journal entry, or provide you a journal paper for the payroll. Then you have to determine the employer's payroll tax. All right, 2 problems on payroll, 1 on notes, that's chapter. Okay. Now, the first problem in chapter 12 is on some of these liabilities that are contingent liabilities that may or may not happen. Know how to make a journal entry for a lawsuit. Maybe you may have instructions that it's 100% it's going to be collectible or 0% or whatever. All right. Anyway, so that's a legal thing. That's contingent liability. I got my fill of legal stuff yesterday. I was in court from 8 o'clock yesterday to 7 o'clock last night. Did you guys know? I was found guilty. No. No. Anyway, it was a land thing. Illegal timber and so forth on family property. But anyway, jury trial, making jury. I was overseas and they deliberated an hour, so they made a verdict. So the verdict did not go my way in. So say what the jury did, I was going to do the songs. Anyhow,
Library.
yeah. The next problem is partnership. Okay?
This was on the 4th.
Let's see, yes, number 4. Number 4 is partnership. We want to start a partnership. We want to donate money. We want to donate inventory, land, building, and so forth. Be sure you use the market value of any of those items, not the book value. So you're starting a partnership. It's problem 4, problem 5. So you're splitting the income at this problem, and you want to make the journal entry for close. You know, if you have nothing else available, you debit income summary, credit your capital for the day. Now, I've asked you to prepare a owner's equity statement on this problem. So, depending on the length of the test, I may write that out or may not. But owner, it's just like in the chapters we had in principles 1. You have a beginning capital plus net income minus draw into ending capital. Only thing they have, 2 partners. And then the next problem, we're going to bid a partner. We're going to write an entry to report the admission of the partner. All right, by the old partner selling some, or you just get in the case. So far, that's all I have on the test, but I need another problem at least. I don't have liquidation on there, and I don't have enough of the partnership splitting income. So there'll probably be one more problem for partners splitting income. on the various ways, you know, ratios, salaries, interest, and so on. All right, now chapter 11, Kelly, you requested we go over something. What did you request we go over in chapter 11?
Let me find it. Can I just like practice the journal entry? Salary.
Okay, let's turn to chapter 11. Let me just pick a problem for you in chapter 11, and we'll look at it. Did a couple ratios in there, but I'm still not interested in those.
You wake up, you're like, oh, right, so you check the time. 10 minutes before your alarm goes off.
All right, let's turn to page, please, 576. Page 576. All right, let's look at problem 11-2B. 11-2B. All right, this will have all we want in it. We probably don't have to calculate payroll though. The following information about the payroll for the week ending December the 30th was, we have sales salaries, warehouse salaries, office salaries. We have income tax withheld, Social Security tax withheld, Medicare tax withheld, retirement savings, and we have group insurance. And we have tax rates, Social Security, Medicare, SUTA, and FUTA. First instruction, assuming that the payroll for the last week of the year is to be paid on December 31. Journalize the following entry to record the payroll. All right, now if you were recording that, you're doing no calculations right now. What would you debit first? Sales salary expense, and next? Warehouse salary expense, and next. All right, and what would you start crediting? All right. I'll bring up that solution in a minute. All right. Take all the things on the right-hand side there, and you would credit income tax payable, Social Security tax withheld, Social Security tax payable, Medicare tax payable, retirement savings payable, and group insurance payable. And you're going to make one credit there and do a real quick subtraction and tell me what you credit, the last credit is. Do that while I find this solution. All right, what is your last payable? Salaries payable for how much? $795,000 and
$775,040.
wow. I've got a solution here, but it's not very good. 2B. Let's see if 2B is any better.
I see it right there.
I see it too, but it's pretty pitiful, isn't it? I don't know why the company would even send a solution manual messed up like this. What did you say?
$775,040. It's like cut off right there, right the way down. Very bottom.
Here?
Yeah, it's like cut off right
Yeah,
there.
salaries payable right here.
Yeah,
All right, but anyway, this is a mess, very much of a mess, but we did have our salary expense up here somewhere and all of our deductions paid. And salaries payable was the difference. Is that 775?
040.
All right, now that is your first main entry on payroll. Now, your second main entry, they're going to be part to record the employer's payroll taxes on the payroll to be paid on December. Of the total payroll for the last week of the year, 30,000 is the only amount subject to unemployment taxes. So take that 30,000 and multiply it by 5.4. Take that 30,000 and multiply it by 0.6. Find the SUTA and the FUTA. Now add that to Medicare and Social Security for taxes, and that will give you the total employer's payroll tax expense. So my question is, how much is the total employer's payroll tax expense? So anybody got that yet? All right, what is the FUTA? That's decimal 6% of 30,000. 800? 1,800? All right, just 6 times 3, okay? All right, now be careful. Is that 1,800 or 180?
That's what I got.
180 sounds more reasonable. Because I know 1% of 30,000 would only be 300, and this is 0.6%, which is 180. All right, now what is 5.4% of 30,000? All right, now you already they have this entry shows up real good. I guess, whoa, maybe it don't. That's not the right problem, evidently. Totally messed up. That is not the right problem. I don't think these will let me write it. What is the total payroll tax expense? When you add the 4, what do you get?
411,700.
All right, let me, since I can't get a journal entry, let me write that down on notepad. All right, we know the Medicare tax is given. That's 17,775. And we know the Social Security tax is given. That's 71,100. And you said the FUTA was 180. And what is the SUTA? 1,620. All right, and if we add those up, we get how much? All right, debit, payroll tax expense, credit, Social Security tax payable, credit, Medicare tax payable, credit, FUTA payable. You can just use abbreviations. You can use abbreviations, Social Security tax payable. You can actually use MC payable, and you can use FUTA payable, and you can use SUTA payable. Abbreviations are accepted for these taxes. And then credit, payroll tax expense. Now, if we look at these things, here is correct, and here is correct, but B part, are we missing something? To record the employer's payroll tax expense for the payroll to be paid for December, the total payroll for the last week of the year, 30,000 is subject to unemployment taxes. Well, I don't know how they got these two figures.
Multiply it by the full salary.
Yeah, that's on the second part of that problem.
Oh, on the second part, if we had an adjusting entry, okay.
Yeah, it says,
That is 2A and B, isn't it? Yeah,
yeah.
not 1A and B. So this is not 1B. But I didn't care if we did the second part of that problem or not. All right, I want you to turn over to problem 11, 5B, page 578. I only want you to do the journal entries for number 12. Journalize the entries according to payroll, biweekly payroll. A summary of the payroll is below. So I want you to do just entry, put that down on a scrap sheet of paper somewhere, number 12. Entry number 12, page 578. Make a journal entry for that. And I want you to do entry number 26 when you finish with entry number 12. Okay, everybody, 100%, have this written down. Okay, you write it down on paper.
Okay. On a separate sheet?
I'll go to the solution, didn't you?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
I think something's clear. That's good.
Okay, again, I've got one of these messed up solutions here. Is this correct? Though salaries payable 14,250 debit. Office salary, salaries expense, office salary 7250, and office salaries expense 2750. Is that your correct debit?
That's for number 20.
Number one?
26, you told me to do 12 first.
I do have 26 done. Well, there's not going to be I guess I'm not going to have the 12th on here. I'm going to complain to this company. I'm not going to have the 12th on there at all. Okay, so you debit sales salary expense, office salary expense, then office salaries. And then you credit Social Security tax payable, Medicare tax payable, federal income tax payable, state income tax payable, retirement savings payable, medical insurance payable, and you credit salaries payable for $15,418. All your calculations were done for you. All right, if we move over to 26, all your calculations are done for you. You credit Social Security tax payable, Medicare tax payable. You credit SUTA payable and FUTA payable. Now, what did you debit for the total of those? Has anybody got the total of those four for entry number 26? Just add them up. Tell her what was your debit. Number 26. Employer's payroll tax.
That's what I do.
So what it adds up to? I debit payroll, tax expense, and credit those four taxes. Now, that's about all we've got time to do for chapter 11. All right, let's move on to 12. Now, Cengage. Once again, how many of you have Cengage 100% now, today? 100%.
I'm at 84.
84, 93, 100, Kelly. All right. We need 100 by Thursday. That will also help you study for the team. So let's have Cengage by Thursday. For the test Thursday, that's the only assignment you're going to have. Okay? Which is enough. Okay, now, chapter 12. we had a lot of exercises on the 5 concepts. Starting a partnership, splitting incomes, omitting a partner, letting a partner withdraw, and liquidation. I'm probably not going to give you liquidations on the test. So let's look at the other 4. So what was your homework for the day, William, on chapter 12?
Four A and 6A.
The whole US, hitting 48 states, hitting every state except Alaska. It's like, yeah, it'd be almost $1,500. Over the summer, I want to do it. Yeah, it's good. It's 10 days on the road. I live over there, so I will start the trip right there. So all our, and all those things, those points on top. Most things. The one in West Virginia was like 45 minutes from here, so I'm like, yo, I must have stopped by in Bluefield just to say what's up to everybody.
Let's just review back, looking at some of these problems that we've already looked at. William, you say we had 4 and 5 today?
4 and 6.
All right. But problem 1 was letting in Eric Key. He gave cash, he gave merchandise inventory, fair market value, credit his capital. All right. And then we had cash debit, accounts receivable, debit equipment, credit allowance for doubtful accounts, credit accounts payable, credit notes payable. We gotta have a capital, somebody's capital here on number 1. All right. Again, a flaw in these solutions. All right, here was that capital amount, I suppose, Renee King for 60,000. All right, so problem 1 was starting a partnership. Problem 1 also, we had revenue and expenses and capital. This is your 1 closing entry. They're easier than what they used to be. The second closing entry is their drawing. Debit to capital, credit to drawing. But here, how did they split income? They gave themselves interest on their investment. It looks like 10%. They gave themselves a salary that left 12,000, and they split that equal 1 to 1. And here was their income that you put into their capital account. So when I was going over what was on the test with you, this was a journal entry mentioned, closing entries for revenue, expenses, capital, and drawing. 2A looks like we're just splitting salaries in various ways. We've probably already looked at that one. I want to try to add one to the test, something like 2A. So what we're going to do real quick for practice, and we've got time, I think, is do 2B. So let's go over to page 624. All right, to make this short, let's let the ladies do, let's let the guys do A, C, and E. And you ladies do B, D, and F. The guys do A, C, and E. The ladies do, I guess, B, D, and F. So How you doing today? We have three, so you should be good. Okay, guys, what's your answer to A part? You just had to split up equal division. That was the easiest one. William, what was the answer to A part?
62,503.
62,500 apiece. Okay. Now the second in the ratio of original investment. Margot, how about that one?
For B part,
Right. How I got, 160 to go,
all right, what'd you get for the other one?
200.
Well, I don't know what kind of mess it's showing here. 2B with the different plans, don't make sense. I think it picks up okay with C. Okay, guys, C.
It's just not lined up right.
Okay, which one did William have here? William, what was your answer?
62,500.
See, I don't see 62.5 up here at all. All right, well, let's check out C. How about that one, Dylan? All right. Alexandra up front, what have you got for C?
I've got 280,000. Nickel got 140,000.
I do have the 60-90 there, but one got 240,000 and one got 280. Okay, I picked up on those. Okay, we're not doing, of course, B part. Okay, how about D? Kelly, do you have D?
Yeah, 249,500 and 170,500.
All right, 249.5 and 175. Again, this was B part, or part two, when they only had 150,000 income and not 420. You do it the same way, so we won't go over part two. All right, and then of course, E. Okay, Robert, have you got that one?
No, I ain't making that far.
How about the other Robert? Okay. All right. Okay,
I got-
Kendrick.
I got 218, 250, and 201, 750.
All right. 218, 250, 201, 750. And then the last one. All right, ladies, there aren't many of you. Have you got that one, Millie? The last one, Eva? Malika? All right, Morgan. You're the last change. Okay. All right. Ladies are slow this morning, so here's their answer. 254,550, 465,450. All right, they're either slow, or when I said ladies, they didn't put themselves in that category. They didn't get that. All right. Okay, so investing in a partnership division of net income, and now William, we had what, 4 and 5 homework?
4 and 6.
What?
4 and 6A.
4A and 6A. Now, if I remember right, 4A and 6A. These two were actually due last Thursday. And Kelly and Margot was the only two that had all 4. Now, they got a 5-point bonus for having homework. Now, is anybody else doing that comprehensive problem I challenged you with? How far are you with it, Robert? Kelly, you about finished? So that's 5 more points if you do that comprehensive problem. That was chapter 11, wasn't it? Okay. All right, so there's 10 points of bonuses, okay? All right. Now we're going to look at 4A and 6A.
Can you go over F? 'Cause I didn't get that.
Which one?
Like F part.
F part of which one,
The
dear?
one we just did.
All right, let me back up to that problem. I'll go over to it, and All right, let's go back to that problem a minute on splitting net income. Since my transferences are not worth a hoot this morning, let me put it on notepad for you. All right, you should be able to tackle any partnership problem on splitting income. It's Plan E. And what was Plan E? Except that Howard is also to be allowed a bonus equal to 20% of the amount by which net income exceeds the total salary allowance. All right, now E part, how much was, now what are these partners' names? DH and DN. All right, first off, we'll give them a salary of how much? How much to the first partner?
38,000.
All right, and how much to the second partner? All right, and also in Plan E, the original investment, salary allowances, and the remainder equally. So that was not hard at all. E wasn't. But it also said, now E, you gave 10% interest though, didn't you? All right, how much is 10% interest?
5,000.
Now this is E so far. And E said, and the remainder equally. So we'd add these two together, which we're going to have to anyway.
That's 7,500.
Well, Kelly, I have 7,500. What is your problem? But anyhow, 7,500, not 75,000. When we add 3819 together, what do we get? 3819? Is that 57? When we add 5 and 7,500 together, what is that? Now, I'm still looking at E. Now, if we add those two together and subtract it from the revenue, how much do we have left to split? Add these two together. Guys, you should have done this one. All right, this is how much? 69.5. 69.5 subtracted from how much salary? How much?
420,000. So the total would be 350,500.
And they split that how? Equal?
Yes. But one of them is, but there's a bonus.
I know, but we're still on E. I want to work E totally out first. All right. Now, how do you split the 350,500? Equal?
175,250.
All right. If we add these up, of course, we should get a same thing, vertical, horizontal here. All right. Now, that was E part. But if we go down, F part, Plan E, except how is also to be allowed a bonus equal to 20% of the amount by which net income exceeds the total salary allowances. All right. Now, a bonus to who? Okay. Now, don't worry about interest. Don't worry about any other bonuses. Don't worry about their capital investment. The total salary is what, 57,000? Now, the total income is how much? 400 and what?
420.
All right, subtract the total salaries from that, which is 57, and that leaves how much?
363,000.
And how is to get what, how much of that? All right, what is 20% of 353, 200?
72,600.
All right, now here's the situation. We have given them salary of 57,000. We have given them interest of 12,500. We've given a bonus to one partner of 72,700. Now, how much is left? We split it equal. All right, how much is left first?
277,000.
Divide that by 2. And how much is it divided by 2?
138,000.
Margot must be the only one with the calculator.
That's Kelly.
Or Kelly. All right, Kelly, this is your answer if you add them up. Are you good with that now?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's go on to the two other homework problems. Now I'm going to go out on a limb.
It's a practice. So like, yes, we asked what.
It looks like 12.4 is messed up too. It looks like all this solutions this morning are messed up. But let's look at problem 4A. Omitting a partner. All right, we got A part, assets and liabilities of old partnership are to be valued at their book value. Accounts receivable are to be written off, and the allowance for doubtful accounts is to be increased. Merchandise inventory is valued at 76.6. Equipment is to be valued at 155.7. All right, what are we supposed to do here? We're supposed to revalue the assets. Now, 12.4, I don't think I can get a thing on it here. I don't think I can get a thing. But if you redid a balance sheet on 12.4, you would have cash, accounts receivable, less the new allowance. Now, see what I can make out of that problem. So journalize the entries as of June the 30th to record the revaluation. All right.
What? Yeah, it's a
What?
it's like a game from
Storage.
that could be legit. You had everything. And so I messed around with everything. I had like
Hold on a minute. Let's see if I can show you her solution.
I saw this on the day and that's B plus. And I was like, that's good with me. I mean, we're in second place right now, and we're only 2 points away from first.
All right, how many of you have the journal entries written down for 4A? 4A, the journal entry. I want all of you to read 4A again and simply make that first journal entry on the revaluation. And I'll try to show you a solution to it in a moment.
like how to start it, you know what I mean? Like I think like if you get my feet wet, I got these through it in there, like yeah, figure it out.
I wish he was in.
Yeah, like it's just like you know. Let's go to say that I'm actually he's a look. I think like maybe work on that, like hey, I need to show up. I guess it's like I don't know like. So this earnings per share 183, 184. Net profit. And ending cash. So this is this playing around like because you see how you can save this thing. That was yesterday. Like just like you ain't gonna do it. All you have to do is like save your decision. What's the one that happens to be is a lot. The price is years down, so I guess it's saving 100,000 or yeah. And this what is it doing? But this the first like 2 weeks it's just like drop. And the real great starts on like next week. This is when it's right here. February 18th is when you will actually start.
Okay, this gizmo's not working this morning, so I cannot show you Kelly's solution. However, if you're doing that first entry on 4A, you would debit net asset revaluation for 2,900. You would credit accounts receivable 2,500, and the credit allowance for doubtful accounts 400. That's to revalue those assets. With merchandise inventory, you would have to debit, you would get 4,600, and you'd have to credit asset valuation of 4,600. Now, you could have done that in a compound interest. Now, the accumulated depreciation of equipment, 43.1, credit equipment 424.8, and credit asset revaluation of 18.5. And then on June the 30th, they have an asset revaluation of 20,000, credit. What is that, Kelly? Is that a credit, one capital, the first capital, 10,000, and the second credit capital, 10,000. Looks like, I don't know, I could read those names. Anyway, that was 12.40, so I can't show you those, any kind of equipment. Let's see if I can bring solutions back.
You're talking about, international?
Yeah.
You do
You do like where do you see it?
you don't never see that grade. Only I know it's actually the last.
All right, on 6A, maybe I can show you 6A a little bit. And it's liquidation of a partnership. Don't think I'll have one on there, but you may have a question of multiple choice of liquidation. But here was your balance sheet, and then the sale of your assets. they were worth 128 on the books, but you got 156. So you had a gain. How do we split that gain in a 2-2-1? 40%, 40%, 40%, or 2/5, 2/5, 1/5. So 2/5 of this gain goes to sales, 11.2. 2/5 goes to Welch, 11.2, and 2/5 goes to, 1/5 goes to Greensburg, 56. All right, we bring down the balances, we pay our liabilities. Here's what's left: cash and capital. We give capital a zero balance and cash a zero balance, and the partnership is closed out. So, one I want you to work on right now is more like what's on the test and more relevant than a liquidation. And let's go to problem 12-4B. 12-4B. All right, see if you can do transaction number 1, instruction number 1 on 12-4B. Now, how many of you had 12-4A and 12-6A? How many of you have that? Okay, I'll take those up if you had. Okay.
Did you say it was 12? It was 4A and 5A. That's what you said last time.
4A, I'll take 4A and 5A, or I'll take 4A and 6A. Whichever one or two you have. Fold those long ways if you would. All right, don't forget to get U6, another 5 more bonus. So that gives Kelly and Margot at least 10-point bonus. If they do that, you did, well, I believe you, Morgan, so I'd give you that. Yeah, I'll give them to you. And the last 5-point bonus is that continued profit. Okay, they're there for everybody to get, but now if Kelly has 15 points of bonus, she's going to probably make 110 on the test. All right, so Kelly, you're under pressure. All right, see if you can do this one last thing today on page 625, instruction number 1.
I saw Ferrari, it's Ferrari. Okay. I saw Ferrari, I saw like Camaros, all this else. You're right. They said sometimes guns up. This weather's so bipolar. Yeah, it really is. It was a red Ferrari. Never seen something like that. Wasn't it that bus crash? Bus crash. 16. 16. Right here. You're going home. It's just what? Yeah. It's funny, but like if you look like
Okay, for sake of time, now, remember, I'll probably be here somewhere around 8:30 on Thursday. This room will be open, so you don't have to wait till 9:30 to come to class. I know some of you have, who has a 8 o'clock class?
I do on Thursdays, it's all class.
Okay, everybody but Marvel is free for a month, and sometimes Marvel is a little bit early. But you can start the test, if you come at 8:30, I'll probably be here, and start at 8:30, okay? But anyway, work on this problem, and, anybody, what was your first journal entry on 4B? Now, I suggest that you try to finish 4B on your own. Or look at some of those exercises where you have partners being omitted or a partner withdrawing. So what is your first entry?
That's an evaluation, evident for 2,400
All right, but how much did your assets pick up by equation of the laws? Then it's revaluation 2,400, credit 1,500, account receivable 900 for the allowance. And then you did the merchandise envelope, what? Well, how much the first time inventory go up in market value? If it goes up 4,300, first time inventory 4,300. And credit, that's the evaluation 4,300. All right, what did equipment do?
The value at 6,400, so it goes down.
Equipment went down 3,000, you gotta find a way to do that. But they also mentioned that you made appreciation, didn't they?
Yeah, so what do we do with that?
Anyway, I guess the quick way out would be to debit equipment and credit asset revaluation. That's the quick way out. You could, but you could work that through accumulated depreciation also. Kelly, like your other entry, I give your paper back? I haven't. Was trying to find a way to show it here, but even with the rear view on that image maker, it's just not feasible. So anyway, I didn't have that handy. Margot, let's see your other policy, 4A.
Did I give it to them up?
We gave that to me. Oh, gosh, y'all gave that to me. I had to sleep this morning. All right, Margot, on your other one, on equipment, you didn't accumulate depreciation for us on the book, you write it off. And, your credit and equipment, whatever amount you put up or put up, and then you credit asset reevaluation. So if you got equipment, you might appreciate the asset reevaluation. We'll look at that problem. You have one exactly like that on the sheet. That's a lot more simple. Anyway, see another day, so study. The same day.